one of the things we'll touch on, guys, is why did we start this and what is it for? For me, I just think that, the culture of Irish strength sports needed a bit more of a light shone on it. We have a lot going on domestically here. Between powerlifting, which we're all heavily involved in, strongman, which we're dabbling in and we're getting more involved in that scene, and weightlifting, which is something I personally don't know a lot about, but it's something I really want to shine a light on. I'd like to provide some sort of platform for it, get a bit more involved and get to know it a lot better. I just think there's a lot of cool stuff going on within Irish strength sports and culture, and this is just a way to promote all of it with an unbiased view, I think, where no biases to federations or affiliations. Like, we're all involved in different comps and feds, but at the end of the day, we all pick up heavy things and we all share that in common. And I feel like for the amount of effort that athletes put in, it was just kind of, there was a gap and a space there to be able to promote that. How do you guys feel about it?
I definitely think it's like a no-brainer, like what you said, to shine a light on these athletes. Like, majority of us are not paid, not professional, so it's nice to get that recognition, because, like, obviously speaking from like a powerlifting and strongman or strongwoman perspective, it's kind of the top level that get the light shone on them. So it's nice to showcase our athletes, but also showcase it to everyone else and lower the barrier to entry, essentially. Like, if the more people you get involved in all three sports, the more volunteers you have, and essentially the more stronger people there are out there.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think, like, we're probably all very like-minded, the people in the three sports. Like, we're all kind of probably very similar people. We're out there just doing something we love because, either it makes us feel better or makes us healthier, or, we just all love getting strong. So I think, like, there's probably a lot of overlap, and yeah, it's nice to see what's going on in the other sports, because I personally wouldn't have known as much about it before this.
Yeah, I think it's true. There is quite a bit of overlap. Alex, what about yourself?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to like how this all started. When we were talking, we were kind of saying that it would be great to have something like the equivalent of like a King of the Lifts that isn't, if you're on King of the Lifts, it's only because you're American or French, like, in that kind of way. So there's not that exposure for people in Ireland, in powerlifting, let alone in other strength sports. So I think something like this is just a really good way for not only to get more exposure through strength sports in Ireland, but also just, I think, culturally, all of us just understanding the other sport better. Because, like, I don't know anything. I don't know shit about weightlifting. Like, I know nothing. And I'm kind of excited to do this so I can actually understand it a bit more and learn more about it. And same with strongman. Like, I've only very basic knowledge. So I think that'll also be really good exposure. And like you said, I think it'll just come back around to everyone realizing that we're all doing this for the same reason. It's all the same thing, really,
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's like we all share very common traits across all the sports. Like, we all spend endless amounts of time and endless amounts of money pumping all of ourselves into just trying to better ourselves through a barbell or through whatever other implement you might be using for your sport. Even for stone lifting, like, going back to that cultural end of, classic strongman stuff, and, watching people, like, for me, I think strongman is definitely like on a rise at the moment. I think powerlifting has had a huge surge. Like, the growth has been phenomenal the last couple of years. And I think we're starting to see a similar thing within strongman now.
Yeah.
I mean, in Ireland, I would have to give credit to Joe Buckley for really, like, bringing it to the forefront. He's done a lot for the sport. Like, he's really put a lot more eyes in it. He's made it a lot more, like, accessible, and gotten a lot more people who are, I mean, we can see a lot more people are transitioning, like myself or yourself, transitioning from powerlifting to dabbling in strongman, and really, like, finding, kind of a resurgence within an ambition and a motivation to continue pursuing more strength. So I think there was, like you said, like, there was no King of the Lifts for Ireland. And I think that it's important that we are shining a light on everything that's happening domestically, and it's a fun thing to talk about. We literally spend hours every week just sitting down doing this anyway. So why not just put a camera and a mic in front of it and
100%.
Put it out there and promote the athletes? Like, we sit down chatting shit about other people's lifts all the time, going through their Instagram. So it's like
we're having these conversations, but so is every other gym across the country.